If you travel to the Southwest, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, in the 50s and early 60s, when traveling at night, sometimes your only companion was the AM radio. Now during those years, about the only two stations that you could pick up at night in those areas were a station out of Oklahoma City called KOMA, 50,000 watts. They would start off at about 2,000 watts during the day, and once the sun set, they would go to 50,000 watts, clear channel at night. The other station was what was called a Mexican border blaster station, XERF, broadcasting Ciudad Acuña, Mexico, sometimes as much as 250,000 watts. They were right across the border from Del Rio, Texas. Those, if the weather conditions were right, you could hear those stations clear into Alaska. This is AM radio now. There are some stories about the Russians learning English language, being able to pick up those stations in Russia even, with the way they worked there. The radio station XERF, if any of you are familiar with the movie American Graffiti, there was a disc jockey character in that movie who was actually a disc jockey, Wolfman Jack. He was a disc jockey at a station in Tijuana, Mexico, XERB, but he got his start at the station there in Ciudad Acuña, Mexico, XERF. That's where he actually started his career. And of course, there have been several songs even written about that one there, the most prominent of which is a ZZ Top song called Heard It on the X. So the story that I'm telling in my song is kind of half true and half made up, but it has to deal with the same radio station, XERF. And my song is called Renegade Radio, and it tells a bit of a history of that particular radio station. Renegade Radio. Out of San Antonio, out in the desert, the wind is blowing on highway down to Mexico. There's an AM radio in my old Lincoln with a glowing dial and a misty eye. If I get lucky, it'll be there waiting. XERF coming out of the sky. Those years out on the highway, fourth interstate. Tourist reptile houses, fortune tellers, temple fate. Burger shade signs, a little bungalow motel. Renegade Radio, everywhere. Renegade Radio. Renegade Radio. Radio, the story of XERF.